Black America, don't piss me off, because this is what y'all doing. Y'all pissing me off and y'all embarrassing yourselves. And y'all do not fight in front of company. Okay, so let me just tell y'all what I'm talking about. I'm so sick of this whole black on black war that y'all going on due to this Essence Fest mess. Okay, it's embarrassing and y'all need to stop. This is 2025. We are over here resting. We are trying to mind our business, drink our water, make our money, and be one together. But y'all want to sit up here. The blacks and the Africans want to be fighting and arguing over stuff. And at this point, I'm not even sure if it's the Africans. I feel like it's just the black folks. So we're going to talk about this today. So there's this one content creator. Her name is Tabitha on here. So I was watching one of her videos a few minutes ago, and she was talking about with the Essence Fest, like the leaders or the head people in charge, the CEO, she's a Kenyan, another guy that's really influential, he's Nigerian. And basically she's just making this video like the Nigerians or the Africans are trying to basically like steal the money, take over Essence, take over the magazine, steal our culture, things of that nature. She was talking about how at the Essence Festival, they had this whole thing with jollof rice versus jambalaya. They had a lot of like Caribbean and African themes and stuff like that. And basically just trying to make it seem or get the point across or get her point across that they were trying to diminish the African American culture and scene at the Essence Fest this year. And there were so many people in the comments. The comments is what really got me, talking about, African people are trying to colonize the blacks and African people don't like black people and we need to boycott Essence, so no one's going to Essence anymore. Essence is partnered with Target and we're boycotting. And it was just a field of hatred is really what I would call it. And it really, really irritated me for this. Well, I have a few topics I want to touch. First off, we're going to talk about the whole thing with Target and Essence. So Target was one of the sponsors for Essence Fest this year. But the thing about it is that people have to understand that these sponsorships that Essence has with Target, a lot of these sponsorships are contracts that they have together and they have to fulfill these contracts, and it can be year contracts, like years, like a 5-year contract, a 10-year contract. And so it doesn't just mean that Target just went over there yesterday and was like, hey, Essence Festival, let me give you some money. No, they had this contract prior to that whole DEI stuff. So people are arguing and talking about they're going to boycott Essence and stuff like that because of Target, but they already had that. Essence had nothing to do with Target rolling back DEI and stuff like that. So they shouldn't be targeted for that. And then when you're sitting up saying that you're going to boycott a black festival that brings in so many people, that brings black people together, that brings a lot of people into the city, it brings in money into New Orleans, which is a majority black city, then what's going to happen when people stop coming? They lose money, people stop going, and then we're going to be fussing and arguing, talking about there's nothing for black people for us to celebrate and we don't have nothing. We can't have nothing because you're trying to tear it up. You're trying to boycott it. You're talking about you don't want to go to it. Then we have these people talking about, okay, the whole Essence Fest, they had this Caribbean vibe, this African vibe. They had no New Orleans vendors and all this and that. That's a lie. They had New Orleans vendors. They had a lot of black New Orleans people represented. They had a lot of black content creators out there. They had a lot of black performers out there. It was highly black. It was highly African American. So I don't understand. You're fussing about they had a whole jollof rice versus jambalaya, and people took offense to that. But anybody get on social media, you see all black people eating jollof rice. You see all black people eating fufu and soup, and egusi soup. So what's the problem? What is the problem of us marrying our cultures together? People in those comments talking about, because the Africans are trying to take our culture. What What culture are they trying to take? Do you not understand that our black culture derived from African culture? We are African. What's the problem? And see, this is the reason why a lot of times we can't excel as a people, is because we're so busy fighting each other, but we are not truly pointing the fingers at who's responsible for all this. Why are we divided? Why is the diaspora divided? Why are we even over here and not over there where we came from? And in this time where so much stuff is going on in the government, so much stuff is happening, so many people are losing health care and insurance and just money and benefits and things like that. So many integral things are being torn down, money being taken away from people. And why are we fighting each other? Can we stop and pause and think and see, what are we doing here? Why are we all on the internet tearing each other down, talking about some African booty scratchers, and they're trying to colonize us, and we gotta stay away from them and have our own. So we are separate. Basically, we need to separate ourselves from each other, fight each other, but then also be the victims of what's going on around us in this political atmosphere. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And then, people in the comments talking about, oh, because we're being accused of being xenophobic because we have questions, we have concerns. But what is it? If it's not xenophobia, then what is it? What is such the big deal of listening to some African music or eating some African food that's similar to what y'all eat? Jambalaya came from jollof rice. Okra gumbo came from okra soup out of West Africa. Bounce music came from African music, the masquerades. Look it up. Like, y'all really like pee-popping, twerking, that came from African dances. We're all one. We're all one. That's what we have to understand. It don't matter if you African, if you Jamaican, if you Dominican. We're all one. We all have a common ancestor. We all have so many similarities. What's the problem? And they wonder why people can't elevate. Certain people can't elevate. Certain people can't get out of stuff. And then when we don't have nothing, then it's a problem. Then it's the man. No, it's you. It's y'all. Y'all need to get it together. But I'm about to go ahead and read me a book and lay down. Y'all tell me what y'all think in these comments.